Good morning. How are we? I hope we are well. Talking about cravings and hunger today. I know a lot of people are celebrating today because I'm going to be talking about stress and tiredness, and with that coinciding with kids going back to school today, I know a lot of people I've been speaking to are delighted that they're going to have a bit of time back. None of that stress and pressure of homeschooling. Am I doing enough? Should I be doing more? Should I be letting them watch a little bit of TV now? Should they be doing this? Should they be doing more? I could go on. And it's going to be great that hopefully this goes all well, and that's one stress less for you. So I want to talk about ways in which you can curb hunger and cravings today. And when I say hunger, like, that's a very subjective term. Good morning, Susie. It's a very subjective term in that we could have psychological hunger, which is more, it comes in all of a sudden, like you want to eat something fast. You could be hungry, but for only certain things. That's more psychological hunger. Like if I offered you an apple during this time, you'd probably say, oh, I don't feel like an apple. I want to have X, Y, Z instead. And then you've got physical hunger, where you can feel it. You maybe have a rumble in your tummy. You can feel when you get an urge, but you're not in a rush to eat. You know when it's coming. And morning, Sue. And they're kind of different. So if I gave you an apple, you'd probably go, yeah, that's great, thank you. Or you might say you don't like apples, but you get my point. And when it comes to hunger, the way that what happens is almost dictated, not solely, but by stress, by tiredness. And cue the stress increases tiredness, low energy, less prefrontal cortex activation, which is the part of your brain that essentially allows you to make better informed decisions and makes us able to go, oh, actually, yeah, I don't need this sugar pick-me-up to make me feel better. I'm thinking about where I want to be long term. I'm thinking about that wedding in autumn. I'm thinking about fitting into that clothes size. I'm thinking about my health, my goals with my medications I want to reduce, whatever it is important to you. And so I wanted to touch on this now, as I know it's super, super important. I'm actually putting together a bit of a guide at the moment to put all this in one place and give you a bit more detail in each step by step. But for now, I'm just going to talk a few things, and they're very basic. Some of them you'll go, yep, done that, do that already. But there might be one that you go, hey, I'll try that. So number one is around water. Like, could you be mistaking hunger for thirst? Maybe. One of the ladies said that yesterday her biggest win was every time she wanted a snack, she had a glass of water. And that changed how much she would normally eat. It might not limit your snacks to zero, but guess what? It might just go, yeah, actually, I'm more aware now. Actually, I just need a drink. Especially if you're going for like fizzy water, sparkling water, that might actually have that filling up effect as well. Number two is chewing gum after a meal. Not for everyone, but let's face it. Like, by chewing, it would also give you a bit of time for your hunger hormones to set in after a meal. So your body's kind of just going, yeah, we've had food a little bit. It might actually stimulate some hormones in terms of to say that you're eating now. It might even just calm you down. Also, it makes stuff taste a bit differently, right? I don't like orange juice for that reason. When I was a kid, I used to brush my teeth first thing in the morning, Paula, and then come down and have orange juice, and I'll be like, oh. And then it's put me off orange juice for life. Not a bad thing, I guess. Get out of the kitchen. So after number three is get out of the kitchen. So after you're eating, I know some people have like open plan. But this is a stat for you. Every 4 minutes in the kitchen, you'll eat an extra 80 calories of food from just picking and starting at leftovers and food out on the side, which is amazing. And I know for a fact, if after a meal, I take the kids straight up for a bath, and I go up there, I'll eat less compared to if I say, if Jen or my wife does bath time and I'm downstairs tidying up, I can guarantee I'll eat a little bit more. It might be the odd leftover, or it's at least testing my willpower. And the way around that, it could be having a hot drink nearby, sparkling water nearby, having something that just changes the taste buds a little bit as well. And really being present, asking the question, do I actually need this? I'm actually hungry. No. Could I save this for tomorrow and actually have an extra meal? Yes. Could I save the environment by not wasting food and actually saving and having a meal tomorrow? Yes. whatever the reason is important to you. 4 is around your protein. Protein is the most filling nutrient you can eat. Most people don't eat enough. And can you eat too much? Probably not, because by the time you've eaten too much, you'll be so full up. You'll be full up before you can eat too much. And that's what the research shows. And, meat, eggs, fish, dairy, beans, legumes, meat alternatives, soy, whatever it is, just get it in every meal if you can. Then you're just, morning Sarah, then you're just making sure that your hunger hormones are all good in there. 5 was around carbonated drinks. This could be anything that's sugar-free. Yes, it's not ideal, like if you're having like some sweetener, but what's the alternative? Don't think, it's bad, just think, what's the alternative? Number 6 is eating your veggies. We know there's more to it than just whole foods and calories. We know that you're getting a lot of fiber, which is going to help you feel full up, slow down the digestive system, so the slower it's going down through your system, the more your hunger hormones will go, yeah, we're good. We're actually good. We've got food coming in. Not to mention the antioxidants and polyphenols, which can help your immune system. There's also a lot of interactions in nutrition which we're not aware of. Like, we're not aware of how eating whole foods interacts with everything else. So we know that there's more to it than this, that people who generally eat more whole foods, and I'm not saying never eat processed food, because how do you define processed? Don't chew the food? Should we be chewing food? Like, that's a process, isn't it? Technically. You shouldn't whiz that apple because, it's processed then. But then we process when we chew. Anyway, what I'm saying here is that whole foods, there's generally a difference in there. When we're chewing the food, it's slower, we're more aware, not to mention the nutrients they actually contain. Okay? 7, have a coffee. Yeah, have coffee. Coffee gets bashed a lot, and if it impacts your sleep, try and have it early in the day. If you're having too much caffeine, you have maybe anxiety around that, it's probably not going to be a good thing. Apart from that though, hunger, it definitely helps with. Energy levels definitely helps with. Performance, pain threshold definitely helps with. Number 8, jelly in your belly, makes your feet go smelly. Sugar-free jelly, if you want something sweet sometimes, and it's not perfect, but it's a great way to actually consider, if you just want something sweet but you don't want excess calories, which could impact your immune system, your blood sugar levels, how you feel, your energy levels, fat loss, sugar-free jelly is a great way to go. And plus, you've got collagen in there, which is being sold as a super supplement right now in terms of your joints. So yeah, why not? Get some gelatin, collagen in there. 9, look at what times you get the cravings. Is it late at night? When are you most vulnerable? And then plan around that. So it could be that you get it late at night or in the afternoon, and then just consider, are you eating lighter in the day? Sometimes if you eat lighter in the day, then you might just be deprived and hungry at that time, but then the foods around you aren't as satisfying as you want them to be. Or the foods around you are then fast snacks, on-the-go snacks, processed foods, high sugar, high fat, easy to overeat. And this is what I was getting at with the processed food comment, the whole foods comment, in that processed food, it's not about sugar necessarily, it's not about anything like that, it's just that independently they're fine, but when you eat them, they may make you want to eat more. Morning, Jill. For example, if I eat porridge, there's only so much porridge I could eat. If I put honey on top of it, now I could keep eating it. If I stir in some, a little bit of fruit on top now, that changes the taste again. I could eat more and more, and I'm keep changing the taste with these different, and the more kind of more I manipulate with it, the more I'll eat. If I have white rice, plain white rice, there's not that much I can eat really. But if I start adding sweet and sour sauce on it, stuff like that, all of a sudden it's becoming more palatable. I can eat more and more and more. And then if you go with like biscuits, chocolate down to the extreme, these foods are designed to override our own sense of hunger. We get so much pleasure from them, and a lack of fullness that they're easy to overeat. So we've got to look at when we're putting in these situations, can we increase our protein, our water, our veggies? What's our percentage of whole foods to processed foods, or what I would call like quick snacky foods? Can we make it more 70, 80% whole foods? And so that we're getting that satisfaction in there, but still having that flexibility to have it, but maybe making a rule in that. And that brings me down to 10, which is plan ahead. Plan ahead so you know when you're going to have those snacks. And again, 11, cooking in bulk. great way to do it in our live cooking. People often say, yeah, I'm doubling this recipe, so I've got 5 recipes, 5 meals for next, or 3 meals for next week. 12, eating too little too often. Every time you eat is an opportunity to overeat, right? And for me, I know I like to feel satisfied at a meal. So if I overeat, if I undereat at a meal, if I start eating, I'll probably want to be quite full up. That's just me. Probably Italian background. When you sat at a meal, you have a meal. You don't nibble, really. Christmases, 8 courses. Yeah. 13, I want something to snack on in between meals. Ever said that before? This could be habitual, but also consider maybe looking at kind of maybe nutrient deficiencies. If you're craving like chocolate, you could maybe look at magnesium-rich foods, avocado, guacamole, carrot sticks, hummus, peanut butter. Get some crunch in there as well for a little bit of a snack, yogurt, soup, or even a small meal. People think, I can't eat a meal then, but actually for the calories, your body wouldn't, and if you're actually hungry, what's the issue with that? Having a small meal, some soup or whatever, would actually satisfy you more. 14 is, I've touched on this already, but are you eating enough in the day? I've never seen anyone get control of their snacking in the evening without eating enough in the day. That's just the way it is. 15, go for a walk. We know that exercise, running, or even walking, or any exercise can help curb hunger. So definitely get out, exercise. 16, know that you are in control. We might say that there's a voice in our head, and then we might say that, that saboteur comes in and kind of steals my results. But actually, ultimately, we are in control. And we have a choice every time. It might not be the choice that you want to make. And what I mean by this is, let's say you feel like you've had a bad day, a bad moment. Consider that you still have a choice then about your next decision. Just because it's not the choice you wanted to make, it doesn't mean you have to keep going on that path. Every choice is an independent choice. Consider it an independent choice, and then all of a sudden, you're not judging yourself on this based on what you did before. Because every time you make that decision again, you go further away from that 70-80% where you want to be. And all of a sudden, we start to go, oh, wish I could go there, wish I could go there, wish I could be back there, wish I could be back at 50%, 40%. And the difference is, the people who get the best results, quite simply don't dwell too much in that situation. They'll have those days, they'll have those moments. Someone's birthday every day, isn't it? You're in lockdown and it's someone's birthday every day. What's going on? Is it your birthday again? Yeah. And that's just the food environment we live in, but we have to have boundaries around that and go, okay, these are the days I'm going to have it. These are the days maybe I won't. These are the days I'll have a little bit there. I'll compensate with it there. And that comes back down to planning. 17, this is a really simple one and a real kind of strategic one you can do right today, right now, in fact. You only eat when you're sat down. And I just want you to try that today. But I get it. You might know a lot of these already. And the thing is, information doesn't equal transformation. You have to do them. You have to do them consistently. And that's why it's not just about going to do, having access to workouts. It's not just about having access to like these points that I've just given you. It's actually applying them and doing them. How are you going to put them in a plan, a step-by-step plan right now that's going to help you to do that? So let me know which one you're going to go for today. And on the topic of plan, we are putting together a brand new habit membership area, which breaks down each habit one by one, keeps you accountable to it. That is going to be coming in the next 1 to 2 weeks or so, which I'm super excited about. And that is going to be within our Kickstart program as well. So if you want more information about that, do send me a message and I'll get you the details. More on that as it comes, as I've got a lot to do, but I love a deadline. So 2 weeks, definitely, that will be up to go alongside our Kickstart program as well, because we know from research that small habits compound effects, so why not take this one step further? And this is like a hold in hand, step by step. So let me know which one of them you're going to try. And just pick one today. Don't pick any more. Just one. Okay. I've also written a blog on these as well. So if you just scroll down a little bit on this page, if you are on Facebook, then you should be able to see the post as well with the 17 things listed. So make it a great day. Any questions, as always, let me know. We have our box and bums this morning and Pilates, which is on right now. And then we are back to in-person sessions to go alongside our live home workouts from the 29th of March outside and then the 12th of April inside. So planning, eat when sitting down is a very conscious decision to make today. Perfect, yeah. Just sit down when you eat. It's powerful. And sometimes we don't need any more than that. You know, we're looking at keto, fasting, all this stuff. Sit down when you eat today. Car doesn't count. Got you. Anyway, have a great day. Hopefully it's no one's birthday in your household again. Everyone's had lots of birthdays in their household. It's become the new office, isn't it? Anyway, make it a great day. Drink your water, eat your protein, sit down when you eat, and any questions, just let me know. Speak soon.